Right, hello. Just thought I'd do another video because what I've noticed with these videos, I do think I do get carried away making them. Like I do feel like I have I could call it an unhealthy obsession of making videos, but it also could be argued it's a healthy obsession because it's like video diaries. It's like writing down your thoughts in a way, but in video format. But so it can be quite therapeutic, and I personally listen back to them as kind of a therapy. But yeah, going off topic there. But what's inspired me is that I've just come across a video and I've noticed these, like, it just randomly gets me inspired to just do these videos, and it gets me thinking. And what's got me thinking, like, what's got my gripes going today is as someone with Aspergers, I feel like I get lumped into a box. This is stuff I've talked about in the past. I've talked about this quite a lot. And I do think it's very easy for people that somehow find out about my condition that they'll just lump me into a box. They'll get an idea of me. They'll treat me in a certain way. Not everyone, but I think a lot of people get an idea that, ooh, he's got Asperger's. Oh, can't do this, can't do that. Oh, you can go there. Just lump me in a box and they get an idea about me that's most of the time, I think, is completely wrong. And when this happens, it's usually the education system. Can also be workplaces, potentially. To be fair, when it comes to work, I've only volunteered, so mostly it's the education system that lump you into a box to get an idea about you and just get things wrong. And I personally believe the education system's got a lot wrong about me, where I think they've potentially ruined things. For example, in high school, because of my diagnosis, I was lumped in bottom set with the majority of people in that class being autistic people. And me personally, I think I had nothing in common with the majority of them. For an example, there may be one guy who was okay to sort to, kind of relatable, and the rest were more childlike, more goody two shoes. Um, didn't quite get humour, like didn't get like understand like brutal humour because of they were more like innocent and childlike and like goody two shoes. Whereas I personally felt like I understood humour. I thought I understood sarcasm, where people with Asperger's are known to not understand sarcasm, they don't understand humour, but somehow I feel like I understood that. And when it comes to neurotypicals, normies, their sense of humour can be brutal, where they'll say dark, brutal jokes, like silly stuff, like the usual stuff, laddie culture, all that sort of stuff, where the jokes are a bit naughty, but to like the autistic people I was around, that was just too much for them. Where they don't get it, it might even upset them to a level. Like not all of them, but some just don't get that. Like, but yeah, that's just one example. And coming to the video about why I don't tell people with Asperger's, I kind of felt maybe I didn't explain it enough to the best of my ability. And that's just one of the main reasons why I don't tell people I have Asperger's, and I try and mask it and I try and cover it up. I feel like, from my experience, people don't seem to understand why I mask my Asperger's, but that's basically one of the main reasons. People just lump you into a box to get an idea about you. And from what I've learned and what gets me confused, people with Asperger's, they're all different. I'm talking about Asperger's specifically in like mild autistic people, high functioning autism, because that's what I was diagnosed with. And I just don't think it really explains it enough talking about autism in general, because autism's a huge spectrum where some people are severely autistic and are non-verbal, but when it comes to Asperger's, that's the high functioning autism where their symptoms is milder, where they could live up and be functional, living a normal life to a certain level, even though they're clumsy in ways. But what I've learned with Asperger's is that they're all different. Definitely with my experience at school, that's just one example where I felt I didn't really have anything in common with basically most of them. There's probably one guy who I thought was alright. But even he was had differences to me, I feel. Another example was when I was in college, there was another guy who had Asperger's who was the sort of person that was like your typical kind of woke person, I feel, where his Asperger's diagnosis was, it seemed like, I don't know if he'd say it is, but it seemed like he acted like that's his whole identity. And was very, his niche interest was Doctor Who, where he was just obsessed with Doctor Who. And but I just felt like I didn't really. There was a time where, like in my last year of college, a lot of the sort of people that I hung around left because they dropped out, and I stayed on. And he was the only person who was there from the start that was around. So I thought, oh, I'll just hang around him, because the Asperger's diagnosis, thinking, oh, I might have something in common with him, but I found that I just didn't. I just didn't have anything in common with him. Where interactions, socialising was very awkward. Where I've talked to neurotypicals where I get on with them like a house on fire, where I can just talk away with them. But with him, it was like, it was just awkward. A lot of awkward silences, a lot of awkward stares. Felt like you kind of had to be careful what you say around him, otherwise he might find it weird what you say, or he might get offended, or something, or he just doesn't get you or something. And like, he was very typically nerdy, like very just very geeky. Was not that that's a bad thing. 'Cause I think I'm nerdy. I appreciate nerdy stuff, but he was like it was like what it was one of these annoying people where whatever pop was popular, like pop culture, he'd like Marvel. Like when I was in college, this was like peak MCU when the Avengers films came out, and it was a bit before Infinity War and Endgame and all that shit. So that was a big thing. So he was obsessed with that. Disney just bought Star Wars, and it was when they brought out the new Star Wars trilogy, which turned out to be a bit shit. And he was just obsessed with that. And when it came to his music taste, it was fucking shit. Because it was into like anything like no the mainstream pop music like Katy Perry, fucking Taylor Swift, probably. I don't know, just whoever's popular. And I was like, why the fuck do you listen to this? But I think it was kind of like, people pleasing, his way of thinking, or that's how he fit in. Whereas me, I was more like moody, probably more of a miserable cunt. I was into Oasis back then. I liked the Stone Roses back then. I was getting into stuff like fucking, don't know, the Chemical Brothers. I was into these obscure films like that was when I was collecting films and stuff, and like it's like I had my niche obsessions as well, but I was trying to be cool, like and edgy, whereas he was just full on fucking geeky. Not that that's a bad thing. Like my niche obsession back then was the Stone Roses, where I was fucking obsessed with the Stone Roses back then. Not anymore, but back then it was. And just like no alternative stuff, like being like these obscure films and stuff. Where like I try to have a bit of edge about it, but yeah, I'm going off a bit there. And I remember like my last day at college because I did art at college, and it was like doing an art show, and we ended up going to the pub after. And the thing is, I did not have anything in common with students. I thought they were fucking arseholes. They were just unrelatable. And I just remember this was like before I had ID and stuff, so and I didn't have barely had any fucking money, so I got people to buy me drinks, buy me a pint. So that was just what it was all about back then. So I was sat with my art teachers because I got on with them more, I found. And there was this one woman there who wasn't an art teacher, but I think she was like mates with them. And it turns out, I think she had Aspergers as well, later found out. But I had a feeling that my art teachers just lumped me in with her because she had Asperger's. To be fair, I thought she was alright. I barely knew her, but I thought she was alright. She was kind of a laugh. But yeah, but I think that's another example where I thought they just lumped me in with her because she had a diagnosis. I theorise who talk to him, he's got Asperger's, he's got special needs. But that's the thing that angers me, like, they just lump me into shit and I just don't like it. And it just pisses me off because that's just, I feel like the way the world is, they just lump you into categories. Oh, you can go there, and you end up with people who you've got nothing in common with. And someone with Asperger's, I could be lumped into people who are more severely disabled, where I've got nothing in common with, where they're not engaging. Nothing against disabled people, Asperger's as well, because I'm disabled myself, kind of. But the thing is, I've never saw myself as disabled, to be honest, because it's an invisible disability, and I thought I always masked it fairly well up until I get to the adult world where shit gets real, where you have to look for a job, and it turns out I struggle looking for jobs. It just doesn't come natural to me. But I blame the way the world is because everything in this world's just getting harder to do. Where there's rules and regulations, you need a fucking to pay towards the national insurance number if you earn a certain amount. No, that's shit. Getting driving lessons is a lot harder these days. Oh, if you work a job where you're in different locations, apparently you need a business insurance. Utter bullshit. Utter fucking bollocks. And that's just, and just everything's getting harder. I just don't think it needs to be that hard. Because it says it all, because I find it easier getting voluntary work than I do getting a normal job. But I think with voluntary work, I know if I don't like it, I can just pull out, drop out of it. And I think with me being in supported living, that's just another example where I could. One of my fears is that I'm probably just getting lumped into a box again, where people get an idea about me and says, and just think, oh, he's disabled him, he's got that label, he's got Asperger's, oh, he can go there, he can go with them. Like, I currently live on my own, but because it's supported living, I get people coming in and out each few days, each week. So I'm still relatively independent and do my own thing. Like, I don't rely on support workers to do everything for me. I don't rely on them to wipe my arse. I kind of turn a lot of stuff down, to be honest, because I just don't think it's for me. A lot of it, it's like I don't go to any of the events because one, I'm already paying a lot of money that I think is just a rip off and unneeded for support. And two, like these events, you have to pay. Oh, we got this on at this place. It's £10, and you're going to end up with a load of like older people and probably more severely disabled who are not engaging. In all due respects, to kind of, don't know, you just won't get any engagement out of them. They'll probably just be drooling, like fucking hell. Like it's like getting as much engagement out of a fucking zombie, to be honest. So I just don't do that sort of stuff. It's not for me. I watch YouTubers that have got Asperger's, and I think a lot of them do come across as likable people. So it's not like even though I think people with Asperger's are different, everyone's different, and it does confuse me. I watch some people who have got Asperger's. I think they seem like quite likeable people. Like if I hung around them, I might actually get on with them to a level anyway. Some seem difficult, but like there's another guy who's in supported living as well who's got Asperger's, and I think they've lumped me in with him because one, we're both called Ben, and two, we've both got Asperger's, so they've lumped me in with him. But he ain't bad, to be fair. Like, he likes his music and he likes his football, so we talk about football and music. But I don't know. It's like when the guy at college does a lot of awkward silences, and I think a lot of people with Asperger's are people pleasers. So like do a lot of people pleasing, I feel, and they play it safe. So it's like they're too easy going. And it just doesn't feel genuine. It's like the mask. It's probably because of the masking, but and it can be a bit boring sometimes. I feel like it's just no. I'm trying to think of an example. Like, well, I don't know. It's just like it's a lot of awkwardness or a lot of awkward stares, and it's just like. And I just found I don't know if I have much in common with this guy. But again, it's just like they'll lump you together because you got the same fucking diagnosis. It's like the two goody two shoes, and whereas me, I feel like I've always had a bit of like a rebellious streak about me. To be honest with you, like I'd say what I think. I like brutal humour. I like naughty jokes and all that stuff. Like I've always had a little bit of a rebellious of people with Asperger's are the complete opposite, where they play it safe, and I just find them to be a bit. It's not for me. But I don't know. Like, from my experience, the way the world works, I seem to be alright with neurotypical people. Know the sort of people that are warm and genuine, just dead easy to get on with. Like it's like I get on with support workers quite. Depends who it is. Not all of them, but I get on with quite a few support workers. And it's an example of I got on with teachers more than students because students are just arseholes, absolute arseholes, where they're just. I don't know, it's like your typical socially awkward teenager that's into the woke shit and they only stick to clicks, to clicky. Like the Halo and Horn effect. They'll be alright with one person, be unsocial with someone else. Just give them like a dirty fucking stare, like a bitch stare or something. But when it's genuine people, like adults, I seem to be alright with them. Like my teachers, my support workers. There's a new support worker starting soon. She's a bit on the prettier side, so I don't know if that's got a thing as a straight male, where she's young, blonde haired, blue eyed, but she's got a good personality as well. So I can tell, I could probably get on with her, but I think that's just the straight man in me thinking. But I don't know, she seems quite a nice person. And normally, I probably won't usually talk to these sort of people, but it's like because I get a chance to talk to them here, like because of the support, it turns out, oh, I get on with them. They make you feel good. Got like I have a few mates like that, and it's not just the pretty women and all that. It's just like men in their 40s that know how to have a laugh. Like I seem to just get on with them a lot better than I do with I don't know people my own age and being lumped into the vulnerable box where I'm lumped into a load of vulnerable people and you go down the vulnerable adult rabbit hole and it's like you go in the complete opposite direction. You're not getting anywhere. Like they lump you with people that have given up on life. And me, I've left uni not that long ago. It feels so it don't make sense to give up on life. So like you're just lumped into a box and you're trapped, and that's the system for you. I don't know if I'm explaining it well enough. Where you just you're in the vulnerable box. You're a lower class citizen, and that's just how it feels when you got a label and a condition. Like well, yeah, it's just uh, yeah. I'm a bit lost there. Yeah, when it's this new support worker who's also probably similar age to me as well, so I can tell, oh, I seem to get on with her. But it's not like you got young people who are just a product of their generation, and but this one, it's like, do you know what? I might be on the same wavelength as this person. So that kind of proves that I seem to get on with just normal, genuine people. So yeah, that's just another thing. But yeah, um, I'm not sure if I think I've got most things that I need to get off my chest. It's just, I don't know, looking for positive social interaction rather than being lumped into a fucking box. Catch you in another video. Goodbye.